think I'd be pretty annoyed in the V where there's nothing in front. Oh God!
Oh my God! What the fuck? Oh my God!
Wow, the rest of us flinched in our seats.
It's literally everyone ducks in the room.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And so I have something for you. It's
Well,
a
now I know
Vortex
the other
powered
one.
1987 Toyota Land Cruiser FG60.
Hell yeah!
And it is stacked up against a 2011 Benz G55.
We're gonna make this quick.
Oh my goodness!
Oh.
There goes my,
Oh, you can't pay for that kind of entertainment. I guess you can. I guess that's exactly what
We're
you
not
can
done
pay
yet.
What happened? There's no one behind me for some reason.
for. All right. This.
back me up here. Thank you.
2001 Honda XR.
The worst KTM 690.
650R.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Folks,
true.
in about 90 seconds, we will
apparently
advance
I'm
the
hanging
session
out with
into the
KTM
pit.
at
Please
5
hold
years.
in your pit stall for the go word.
He's going to get
Hold
towed
in
through
your
the
pit
straight.
stall.
But will it lead to an attacking position? They're going to stay flat through it. Oh, I saw a lift. I saw a lift. Impressive. Oh, I like it. The car that made Porsche so angry that they willed the GT3 Touring Edition into existence just to with people like this guy that's selling this car. Here it goes.
Okay.
Respectable. Oh, but
Oh.
then.
Somebody straightened me out after that.
Ooh, bonk. Bonk.
Ooh.
What am I riding on?
Little drama. Well, that brings us to the end of the cold open race, and we are not actually even going to bother looking at the results because at the end of the, I'm sorry. Hold on. Did you win, Mr. Goat? Okay.
Nobody actually knows.
Fair, yeah.
On your left.
Oh my God! He pulls through it. What heroism! It's not a man; he's a monster.
Not the way I intended to do that one, but it worked.
And I agree with you. I agree with you.
I feel like it has to be.
All right.
We are advancing to quali. Please hold in your stalls.
Right. Of course, it's not the luggage.
You tricked me.
Testarossa. How is this a trick? It's not a trick.
Derek, you were just locking up like crazy.
I am not clearing your meatball if you get meatballed.
Yeah, there is an incident
Note
right
on
there.
Conan's telemetry that he never actually hit the brake. I have never seen him once attempt to avoid a collision. Tonight on Tonight We Race, Welcome back to episode 4 as our drivers take off out of the pits amidst a giant pile of AI-generated
Go on this journey
smoke.
together, friend.
I heard swearing already.
And I don't mean that the smoke was made by an AI, but the cars are made by AI, and then the cars make the
That is
smoke.
what I am doing.
Did that not come through?
Also,
I just heard a lot of
FYI,
AI
there
and
is
I
launch
turned off.
control on these cars. Just hold the brake.
Are you telling me this is not the season of AI?
Hmm.
Look at
Oh,
that
Drain,
guy.
we are
Right now?
racing.
It's like all cold
I mean,
open
like,
races
in
on
first
Tonight We
gear, you
Race.
hold the
We've
brake,
chosen
and
to
it'll go into
maximize
launch
lulls.
control.
What's going on in spectator cam right now?
I think we're following pod 1.
Ah, pod 1. Potato lobster.
Yep.
Somebody should tell Kyle that it's not legal to drive in California without a rear license plate.
Not on track.
As
They're
soon as
loud.
you get your green flag, yeah, like 20 AI are gonna pop on track. Don,
So yeah, they should be qualified then,
went
yeah?
off track.
This is quality. The cold
You
open
not wanna
tonight
qualify
has
today,
been
buddy?
specifically chosen
No.
to
Were
maximize
you
how
not
much
doing
it's going to
qualifying?
screw with their muscle memory for the future races.
I
so.
installed some Motas rallies on these.
Yeah, that's a good time.
What do we got left? 240 on the quality. So they're going to have realistically three lap chances
God,
here
like
to make this work,
actually
and that's
10.
okay.
Oh no!
We'll start making.
Here they are.
Rain of them coming out. Oh my god!
They're coming. They're coming for you.
And you
Space
can't
Punies
tell
has
if you
just
touch
done
them
the
at
math on what
normal
it's
lap
going to
if
take
you're
in open
qualifying lap is
qualifying with the AI train coming out. You know, we could have done this on a rolling start. That might have been fun.
Cartoonish.
Funny?
Fun the way that we like to do fun.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to my pit strategist who set me out of this traffic. Oh, there we go. Get pushed off by an AI. There you go. Sweet.
Well, that's a fun view.
Well, I'm trying to find. I'm trying to
Trying
find
to
our
find a
cars.
human.
Are you a human?
The one wheel off the track induced drift here. Oh, Jesus.
Well,
okay,
that's a
well,
problem.
I feel like they safely navigated that. Very nice.
We're fine. Everything's fine. We're fine.
How's the right hand camera control stuff working for you?
Pretty good. We got a long USB cable, so I can be over here and do this.
It's who can get a clean
appreciate
lap,
your
basically,
service.
At this point.
We appreciate whoever that was in the ditch. We appreciate everyone. How many lulls? Well, the property of lulls is infinite, but I think there's about 30 AIs out there, if that's what the question is.
So at least 30, probably more.
30 AIs plus these humans, and I think we're at 9 humans tonight, so...
So at least 39 lols.
Conan looks like he's taken... yes, 3-0. It's the cold open. It's fine. It's Willow. We have to do as much racing on Willow as possible for reasons we will talk about later. This is likely going to be everyone's last flyer. Duffy turning in a clean 139. Very nice. Space Puny sitting on a 126. Potato Lobster on a 1359. And Conan with a magnificent 128.3. Now, here's the real question. Can you pull up the full spectator cam? Can you give me the standings over there? Do you have a button for that, too?
No, there is no shortcut to bring up the standings. It's a mouse click.
Well, what about the Race Labs based standings list?
I couldn't get that to work because you can only have one overlay on at a time, and
There's no keyboard controls for that, but there is an overlay turned on over there.
There is. You can see the map.
I want to see the map. Show me the map.
Well, we can
Show me the toys.
Here's the map.
Yay! Okay, thank you.
One day we'll figure it out.
We get better at production every week.
Look, don't make me get out auto hotkey.
Look, don't make me wire the studio with SDI.
No, just dare me. Dare me not to.
No, you get a
No,
second.
you got to say the words.
What we decided we wanted to do on the show was incinerate a moderate-sized stack
yeah.
of money.
Wait, am I
Another,
gonna get
another
it?
objective truth. I'm better than Derek.
All right.
Bold statements being made in the pods today.
Sounds like the racers are happy with their times. We will see how they do
God damn it.
in the
I did a
line of fire
26.3.
for the actual
like
cold
an
open.
AI touched me for 0 points, and that was enough to invalidate the lap.
Man, I'll touch you for 0 points.
I know you will, Joe.
There's a lot of smack talk out there today. Look at that.
Bold statements
Ted-
continue.
You got Ted Tut.
We actually did real good overall, though. We're running up towards the front. I can't see who's at the top, but
Yeah, I'm doing a presentation at TED Touch.
It's okay, because you can't see who's at the top. We can't see who's at the top either. Unless, I guess we could... hold on, I'll bonk it. There we go. Oh, shit. It's Space Punies.
Wow.
It's very Space Punies.
I don't know if the stream can hear you.
Ah, they can hear me.
It'll be great.
Trust me, they can hear me.
Zoom.
Clear a black flag for Ted's DQ.
Well, how are you guys already black flagging?
I guess it's not a solo qualify.
Proud of that one. I did a full like 360 over the track.
It turns out if you're sick enough, you get a black flag. We know this from doing wheelies on the racetrack.
All right, do I need to advance it or is
Rolls
it
are always
moving?
to
Looks
be
like it's moving.
commended.
I just went off the,
Yeah,
I
a
went off
couple
the track
seconds
and away, and I was like perfectly lined up with a hill, and I was
Taking
like,
us
well,
into the proper
session's already over.
section of the cold open race.
Quote,
What's the
proper.
harm, you know?
Where are we going to watch this from? I feel like we have a lot of good
Launch
options.
control?
Just don't touch the brake, hit the gas.
I love when I hear questions like, where's launch control before a race begins?
Just any amount of brake?
It's, I don't know, but I'm just
it's
I think I
mad.
have to cycle through 30 cars to find the back.
You could, yeah, there you go. Well, that was the pace. No,
okay.
perfect. Hold up, back
Well,
up.
there we go.
You had it.
Really
That one.
funny if there was none.
Ish.
And they're off. How much spice are we going to generate in turn one? I mean, that looks almost pedestrian. Kind, smooth.
My defensive driving school would call that staggered in traffic?
Staggered.
That doesn't happen at races, does it?
Things are looking good at Duffy Cam. Things are looking good at Conan Cam. Let's follow race leader Space Punies around for a while. Can you give me rear cam on Space Punies?
If I can find them.
His
yeah.
car is purple, I think.
No? No.
He's the guy in front.
I think... yeah, sure. And then... Yeah.
There's a lot of cars behind him.
Maybe 38 cars behind him.
Trying to do the math on where they are. They're making the right-hand sweep. It's about to decrease radius. And then he's clear on out the straightaway. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Holding off Dr. Gould by about half a second. Zooming back out for the drama hunt. Oh, here's some. Everybody making some really exceptional facial expressions tonight. You know, I had gone into this race under the premise of 30 AIs is probably too many,
Oh,
but
no.
now I'm beginning to wonder if this isn't
Oh,
too
yeah.
few.
No.
I mean, it will always be exciting.
It's like the lead has changed up front. Dr. Gould has
It's just like twerking in
blitzed
each other's
through an
faces
opening
then
and
losing
is now
position.
leading Space Punies by about a car length.
That's a lot of sideways.
Over the hill and into the
It's
big right
fine.
sweep.
Fine, it's fine.
You recall we
Thankfully,
did
I
race
think Fire
Willow
Station
Springs
would
last
slow me
week in the... oh my
Find
goodness.
yourself in Bakersfield if you're not careful.
Rumble, rumble,
Last of the
rumble.
Rumble,
human
rumble,
drive.
rumble,
Let's
rumble.
go.
In the
Come on,
TCRs.
really?
Here,
Oh, man.
ooh.
Is
Oh,
that the
Depends.
AI?
no, that's Dr. Gould right
Oh,
there.
I see.
That's all Space
Wow,
Punies
Mike, you
need. The question
really
is, can
caught
he
up to me
can he
there.
clear
Nice
the
job.
entire
I feel
length?
like we're gonna
Yes,
be
he
doing
can.
this already.
Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
he can. Dr. Gould wisely does not attempt any inside shenanigans,
point.
but Space
Yeah.
Punies takes
Are you sure? Are you sure?
He took a very defensive line through there.
You're like, what if I just made the block pass? Or wait, is that...
Is this on Scenic?
No, this is just chase.
Chase, okay.
Scenic, you'd be staring at like a mountain. or
This is a
something.
very nice mountain. This is the 1-2 fight. Space Punies gaining ground on Dr. Gould. Here's the first opportunity for a real-time change. Runs a little wide. Marbles coming off Dr. Gould's car. And once again, we will be back to who has more bravery through the sweeper before the straight.
The other person just takes.
Starting inside, coming out, then cutting back in. A little bit of braking. Oh, and Dr. Gould eats a little bit of that curb. We'll check back in with them later. Let's see some of these lap times coming out here. Space Petey's just turning in a 1:26.4, which is extra spicy. Potato Lobster's last lap is a 1:40. It looks like that is also his only viable lap at the moment. Looks like life in traffic out there has been a little spicy. That's okay. Duffy with a 1:39 on his last. Sitting in pause 36 and keeping up with traffic.
AI is running me off the track.
Conan in position 4, having just turned in a 1:27. I do believe Mr. Goat is right on his rear. And now, chooses not to make the passing attempt. That's probably smart.
Man, I really
And
like
he
these cars.
eats it as a result. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I think my skills must have improved because these feel a lot more drivable than they did when I test drove them. Oh boy, we're about to get into lap traffic. You like AI chicanes?
Who do you have up over there?
This is still 1-2.
Oh, no! That's going to cost him. Dr. Gould loses a solid 3 seconds plus on that straight. You go reverse cam on him. I'm curious how close the wolves are on his heels.
Ooh.
Pretty close, actually,
Yep.
if I'm being honest.
The really fun thing is going to be when the rear tires are just destroyed because all we've been doing is drifting the car through turn 2.
Duffy in traffic, still sitting at 36. We have 8 minutes and 20 seconds left on this one. Now turning it a 1:34. Quite an improvement. One of the things that's always helped me is being in a pack
Literally
and
going
following
from
lines.
P like 40 or whatever.
And then, of course, taking the Gran Turismo
10.
punt through the B pillar of
My only
whoever's
two
in front of me, but
incidents
that's
are
not
running
here nor there.
alongside an AI and him just
At least they have
pushing
brake
me off
lights
the
this
track.
time.
That's helpful. Dr. Gould now sitting at considerable distance. We found a setting while we were setting up last week. I don't know if I mentioned this at all. There is actually in the AI configuration box a button that says,
Oh, yes.
avoid human contact at all costs.
And what did you choose today?
I haven't made any changes. I just simply made the universe aware of that fact, and we will see what to do about that next week. But what does all costs mean? I feel like that's an open wheel decision.
We're going to climb that mountain to avoid.
Teaching an AI to love.
It's hilarious.
First, you have to teach it to hate. Then, you can teach it to love.
Right.
This is the kind of philosophy we bring to the table here on Tonight We Race.
This Tonight We Race, sponsored by Palantir.
Forget about 9 of the 10 Osmob rules. They don't apply
It's like
anymore.
Conan has caught up to Dr. Gould. Sitting on a 125.9, which is very spicy. Reminder, next season, enforced livery and numbers.
Yes. Even on the cold open.
Even in the cold open.
I do miss the 404 on the back of a car.
It's like when you saw the 404, you knew who and what it was.
It's a page not found.
Sometimes HTTP is also spicy. What do we got here?
These cars is so satisfying, though.
Potato Lobster fighting in traffic at 31. His last lap was a 1:31, which is respectable. In fact, that was his fastest lap, or very close to it.
God damn,
Ooh,
that's
dude.
fast.
I only got a 25.5. Oh, I'm about to go real.
Yeah, that's an incident.
We take those.
A
Nice and tidy through the right-hander.
Beep boop.
You note that the all the curbs on this track have that like interior scallop where they come right back
you
down
got me now.
very quickly. So if you get a wheel onto
your
it,
tires-
it's not a big deal. But if you get a wheel over it,
absolutely
coming
cooked.
back onto
Okay,
the
they
track
feel
is a
roasted.
nightmare.
Oof.
Yeah, yeah.
That explains a few things. I think I've been off on this
These
track a
cars have
couple
too
of
much
times.
power and not enough downforce. You're just like constantly spinning the rear tires.
Most of my time on this track has been open wheel, where you just do not touch the curb under any circumstances, and that's been helpful to my thinking here.
Yeah, catching up on the.
Dave Kammer.
That's so much traffic up ahead.
I know.
Potato
I'm
Lobster's last
not
lap a
super
1:34.
happy to
His
get into
best
that.
is a 1:31, which is pretty good.
We can
He
make a
is
collective
still
bargain.
in traffic in position 31. He's got an opportunity to eat basically the entirety of this pack at once if
Yeah,
he
just
wants
slow
to
down a little, John. It's fine.
toss a little
Yeah,
aggression
like
out
a
here.
second or two, maybe?
Unlike practice, he is being super tidy. I haven't heard his actuators go off once. Checking back in on pod 3.
Dave Kammer.
Duffy's best improved to 131.6. Well, speak of the actuators, there we go. Trying to keep pace on Austin. I don't think that gap window is correct. 0.3 seconds is
You're
what it
gonna get
actually
brake
is there.
checked
we
by
go.
Yeah,
Dave, watch out.
I think it lags
I'm not
behind.
that close, but yeah.
Definitely look at the supplemental telemetry and not the
Yeah,
iRacing
that happened
telemetry.
in practice.
Conan's still sitting in position 3. Very nice 125. Eats a little bit of the desert coming back in there, but this is the place where you can do that. Although, as we mentioned earlier in the session, if you kill a tortoise, they don't invite you back. So
Dave, brake check him.
Space Puny's out in clear air. What's going on behind him?
Tried.
He's still. in
Sorry, that
first,
was a veiled
second.
request to give me a rearward-facing camera on Space Puny's. I'm sorry, doing both is hard.
What position is he in?
I think he's in 1.
Oh.
I think he is the Wienar. In fact, he's coming
Oh,
up
I
on
don't have
traffic
enough
right now.
time
This
to
is about
catch
to get interesting
Ted.
on multiple levels.
I don't think I have enough time to catch Chris either.
Because I'm pretty sure I see Dr. Gould in his rear view, and that's not going to be great for him.
I think this is Dr. Gould.
That's the doctor.
So then if we go next car.
And that's Space Punies. Oh, clears 1. Clears the 2nd.
And then clear for a little
And
bit.
now
to
the big
next guy.
right-hander. Two minutes remaining on the clock. We expect this to be Space Puny's second to last lap. He's probably going to get white flagged here.
Oh, man.
Not on this cross, but on the next one. A little bit of
you
a desert
probably got me.
excursion here. Oh, interesting.
I
He
don't
went
know how
off the
you're keeping up with the
the
tires.
inside of that turn. That's new.
Very delicately.
Just goes to show you
Yeah,
what
I'm still
humans can
trying to,
accomplish
like,
when they try.
Brute force my way through it.
But did not cut the course.
Did not
somehow.
cut the course. I think Race Control said, let's give him this one. That's novel. Unless I'm reading this wrong, Potato Lobster has eaten some people and is now up
You didn't
into
see that.
31st. and is rubbing dust into his windshield.
And there
I
you
did
go.
see that.
Hazard warning
That's
on the
gonna be enough
track.
for Conan too.
Overtake through the right-hander. He might get more of this pack before this is all said and done.
me, damn it! Oh, you came with me.
Yeah, I followed you off. It looked fun out there.
Tight parallel contact.
for
You
you,
can't see
John.
that here, but he's
Ooh.
got 3 monitors, and it's probably
Ooh.
scary. Oh no! Counter steer hero. He recovers it.
I broke wrong.
Still gonna lose too much speed through there. Oh no! Oh,
The AI was just cutting.
the rare
directly
blue-black
across the
It's
combo.
always that same AI.
You gotta let off the gas, man. You gotta let it recover.
Just
Oh, one
barely
more lap
missed
to
him.
go straight into the traffic, John.
White flags all around.
This is. I wish that.
Who's this?
One of the pods. Pods or 2. There we go. Space Punies.
So this is Space Punies attempting to
In
hold on
traffic.
to his single, or his, let's pick him back up
yeah, hold
here.
on.
Sorry about
There
that.
he is.
Yeah,
Oh no, maybe
that's
it's
a twofer.
fortunate I went off track.
That's a twofer, buddy.
Sounds like we had some drama that we missed, unfortunately.
Just a gaggle of AIs over here. God damn it.
The white flags of surrender have been issued.
Get out of my
I missed the
apex
moment when
flag.
Space Punies got past. What happened there? We'll have to check that in replay.
All right, AI.
And
Don't
that's
be
Conan
assholes.
right behind him.
Dude, you are in it there.
Which leads me to
Yeah,
believe
I do
that
not like
Dr.
this.
Gould has managed to sneak through.
This seems likely.
And that's going to be checkered flags here coming up on the end of this right-hander. Although one of my least favorite things about the flag
Under
system
the
in
line.
iRacing, they're going to start waving it
Oh, no.
right now,
crap.
or thereabouts.
No,
Yep.
John, get back here.
I chose to bump draft someone.
Oh, I just straight up ass pack.
Is that a technical
Holy crap.
term?
Damn,
Ass
I did a
packing?
25
Yeah, no, it's in
Q?
the
Shit.
it's in the rule book.
Damn, dude.
And I think that is
Yes.
going to be checkers for everyone
God.
except Pod 3, who is taking a ballsy
Remove
as
myself
hell
from that
re-entry into the
situation.
track there.
But that was really fun.
Manages
That
to
was
pull
super
it
fun.
off.
I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
it
that.
was.
That was fun.
Maybe we should do an M2 season.
Yeah, I think it might be go from the best of front-wheel drive to the best of rear-wheel
I
drive.
feel like we got
I
incented
can't
on
believe that
M2.
people are calling this the best of rear-wheel drive after like one orientation. It's just like we've forgotten about everything we've done in 3 seasons worth of driving.
It's the new shiny thing.
You know what I love about
Oh,
this
man, I pushed it
neurotype?
too hard on the
The
last
thing I'm
turn and
doing
went
right
wide.
now is the best thing. You got to live your life like that. It's the only way to live your life.
I don't know what happened to you guys up there. It was maybe fortunate, otherwise it would have been in the midst.
All right.
Yeah, there was a rejoin that spun across
And
the track.
there's the checkered flag, and we're out on the cold open. Welcome to Tonight We Race, Seattle's secret underground racing laboratory. I'm Maradine, your host, and joining me tonight, thankfully, since Goals is out tonight, is Shote, who has come off of broadcast desk duty and is filling in as co-host, yet has somehow still brought an entire other Stream Deck worth of buttons with him.
I mean, they should basically give us a quantity discount at this point.
On Stream Decks?
Yeah.
Well,
there's like 4 of them
I can
in
see
my
4
view.
just in my field of view. Here on Tonight We Race, we aim to bring you types of simulated motorsport and other types of simulation that you may not have convenient access to. So stick around. You may see something weird, not least of which is our league racers running their TCRs tonight. But we will get to that in a moment because it's time to go to the presentation. What you just saw, where am I? I need to be here too. There we go. What you just saw was the BMW M2 CSL Racing, which is a lot of words and designations. Basically, BMW, who has been super active in motorsport, obviously forever, and has had a lot of success in GT4 lately, decided that they wanted to produce an entry-level spec race vehicle that was less powerful than a GT4, but more powerful than your standard starting cars in most sports type racing. So they built the M2 CSL. You could describe it as a GT4 power band sitting on a stock BMW 2 Series suspension and tire width, and all of which is to say it's got a lot of grunt, but it doesn't have a ton of grip, and that can make for some very exciting racing. Shode, I believe you drove this last season? Or was that season 1?
That would be season 1.
Season 1. It's been a while since we've had you in a cockpit.
This is true.
Hard to remember how far we've gone here. And we took them out to Willow Springs International, one of my favorite tracks. Willow Springs is the jewel in the desert of California. It has been active in all sorts of motorsport since the 50s. IndyCar used to run there. It's kind of famous for its extreme low key, like it's a bunch of cinder blocks and a bunch of runoffs, and otherwise just a very, very well-maintained track. A lot of drama around Willow Springs. It was purchased recently. We'll talk all about that in just a moment. In the meantime, let's go to the news. And Shode, because you're a surprise co-host tonight, you haven't had a chance to look at any of this, have you?
No.
So
what is the news?
This is all going to be news to you. This is great. Okay. Oh, also, can we close the door to the green room, please? They're very excited. The news tonight. It's Willow Springs. Let me get me out of the way here. Hang on 1 second. Please close the green room when you're going through the green room. Willow Springs, so it was bought, which is good, and there was a lot of fear that the new owners of the track were going to do something stupid with it. And whether you think that's true or not is really dependent on your definition of stupid. And so Car and Driver did an article a couple of days ago based on what has just come out of the press release of the people who bought it. Cross Harbor is the private equity that purchased the place. And it looks like they're going to be working with Singer to rehabilitate the track, for some definition of rehabilitate, into a technology destination for motorsports companies and car manufacturers to do, like kind of like a Nürburgring of the West sort of a thing.
There's a lot of desert there.
There is a lot of desert there. So they actually called out Thermal Club, which is southeast of LA. Thermal Club is kind of the definition of the rich boy, rich girl racer condo, like private club.
Yeah.
It's the, like, you pay for access, you pay for track time, you pay for a $5 million trackside condo. This is like the opposite aesthetic of Willow Springs in the past.
Well, maybe it'll be cheap then to get a condo here.
It was said in jest, but I'm going to take it seriously on the premise that the answer is no. I don't think that's true.
Wow.
True at all. So we'll see how that shakes out. Again, glad that Big Willow is sticking around. Concerned about what it might become. Something we've never done here before is talk about when we build the Bring a Trailer Challenge, all of the things that I had to reject because it just wasn't possible to do them. And here is a really, really great example. This is a KTM crossbow that sold today, or actually, if you're reading very carefully, didn't in fact sell today. It got bid up to $208,000, and then the auction ended without meeting its reserve. And therefore, by our definition of the rules of the Bring a Trailer Challenge, we were not able to use this car. Because we were not able to use this car, that cascaded into us not being able to use this car, the Dakar that sold for $340,000, which is the only car that kind of went for that price range within our time window. But not doing the Dakar means I'm also not yelling at the stream like repeatedly for half an hour, so that's probably good. Other highlights included 2 different versions of the Trans Am sign in both gold and blue for $5,000 and $3,500 respectively.
They both sold though. What happened there?
Someone really, really wants that on the wall of their garage. Let's talk about the people that make this process possible. Get out of the way. Tonight in Pod 1, Potato Lobster, his first season on Tonight We Race and doing very well. Pod 2, Space Punies, the perennial favorite for safe driving. Three-season veteran and resplendent in his Bjork hat. In Pod 3, returning from Season 1 is Duffy in his mountain bike regalia. And finally, in Pod 4, a 3-season veteran, Conan, the Cyclomancer, who is, as we will talk about here just in a second, by far the runaway favorite to take this season home. Taking a look at where we are in the standings, we are on night 4. We have completed 3 nights, and at the end of those 6 races on those 3 nights, Conan is sitting on a 15-point lead over Offside / Knox / Tom. Keeps changing his nick on us. And obviously anything that can be done in one half can be undone in the second half, but 15 points is a big gap to close.
That's a lot of points.
I expect that the real fight for this one is going to be between Dr. Gould and Space Punies, who are going to attempt to hunt for third here. They don't have as far to get to Offside, but it's still going to be a climb. So I'm very, very interested to see what's going to happen tonight. We will definitely be watching the Conan and Offside drama. Offside known in the game as Tom. And that brings us to feature race number 1 for the night, which the drivers are already out on their practice laps. This is the TCR season. You may recall last season we drove the spectacular Super Formula 23, which is just entirely too much car and also open wheel for a 4-night season. So we retired into something a little bit more reasonable for what we do here. And so far, despite the touring cars be the ones that everybody wanted to avoid driving, it seems to be the fan favorite, quite frankly.
I think we said the words earlier already about the current thing I'm doing is the best thing.
It's, well, boy, there is an awful lot of that. But having done the dev work for this season to choose these, they are all fun and squirrely in their own way. And I think that the two favorites out there for these drivers are the Audi for its straight line performance and the Veloster for its turn in and turn out. Although I think we have a couple of Civics out there and they really like the brakes on those. We are taking them to, for the first feature race, Circuito de Navara, which has 2 R's in it, typo on the slide. And this is notably the speed medium section of the course. No, come on. God damn it. This is the speed medium section of the course, which kind of looks a little bit like a bent fender Flying V, which I promise probably was not by design. Regardless, let's, nope, this is exactly where we are. We stop here and we go to here. I guess we should.
I'm gonna join the.
Yeah, no, do the thing. Advance us to quali. Oh, you're not even in the session. Oh, we should have done that earlier. Why are you sitting over here flapping your gums with me? Jeez. Yeah, no. All right, we'll go to the quad. This is practice.
110, just happy to be here.
Looking around at some practice laps, we've got a 109.979, which is frankly a 110.
But levels are the highest they've ever been after today.
We've got a 106 in Space Punies practice land. Blue Flag, who's back from his trip to Mexico, is turning in a 163. That's scary. Blue Flag, we considered was not going to be competitive this season because he was traveling a lot, but if he's turning in times like that, I guess we'll see. Duffy sitting on a 142 and about to make his second flyer here. Dr. Gould just bombing through in the Veloster N.
Man, where do you brake there, Derek? Like, it looks like you brake when you're just completely leaned over.
And Conan with a 108
whatever that
best
Yeah,
there.
turn 1, yeah. Or turn 2. The turn 2-3 complex, I guess, technically.
Oh, you're cheating and
We are
watching my
booping
replay.
the spectator
just
machine
spectating.
into
Just like, man,
action
how do you
here. It
brake
should be
that
up in
late
about
and
10
out
seconds
the
or
back
so.
end of the car just wanting to pass the
Yeah,
front?
no, just advance it
How
straight
much
off.
braking would you say you do? Like 40%?
Maybe
Oh,
a
it
little
should.
bit more than that.
I wonder if I'm just way overdoing it on the brakes then.
It's like I feel like if I do any more than 30%, I'm 180.
Yeah, that's what I was struggling with.
And the session has been advanced. As per our standard rules for feature races, they are going to get pulled into a 10-minute lone qualifier. Lone meaning they will not have to deal with the other cars out there on the track. And they will have the opportunity to turn in 2 flyers before they get called back in, or the time elapses, whichever, of course, happens first. Boop. There we go. Now we've got our now we've got our livery back. This is definitely the Conan machine.
I think the spectator machine is doing most interesting right now.
Oh, so it's doing the real-time assessment of who is interesting.
Yeah, but they're all solo, so I don't know.
So you can set that. Oh yeah, we'll ignore that for now. I was gonna say we can set it to most interesting, and then the TV mixed camera and just let it go to town while we're up here. Let's go see who's having fun.
At first, and then let off a little, and then a bit more right before the actual like hairpin.
This, of
part.
course, the only real
At least it's
chance
nice to know that your
for the
lap's
drivers to
done
warm up their
immediately.
tires before the flyer. Coming down the neck of that flying V. I think Space Punies was noting in practice earlier that the two-turn decreasing radius complex at the head of the guitar, so to speak, is very much like the Oldham Park turn 1-2, i.e. rapidly decreasing radius, and lethal in the TCRs because they, of course, suffer from
Mic check.
pretty extreme
Yep.
lift
Hi, Mike.
oversteer under braking.
Hello, actually, Mike. Here we go.
Oh, not Mike.
There's the
Yes,
first
Mike.
half
Yes, Mike.
and the second half.
Yeah, man, like that
Holds
first
it
corner,
together.
I just like 30% brake and the car just swaps ends.
Honestly, I'm braking before it says to brake.
Duffy
Oh,
under
yeah,
green
a lot.
flag versus flyer. We'll check
Oh,
back
okay.
in on him in a
You're
sec.
braking well, still like
I'm
kind of-
braking earlier.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're still a little bit straight there, so it's a lot easier to get some actual.
Conan, I
push
believe, in his first flyer. In the bottom of the flying V, turn
Proximity
7.
already weirds me out. Since we're all ghosted on each other's screens.
Yeah, it's iRacing proximity leaves something to be desired.
Many things.
We've talked about this before. It's since all the telemetry is coming through, they've just chosen not to render the geometry or collision meshes. It's kind of weird.
Spooky.
Well, I guess this is Conan's flyer. That or he took an incident on the first one. Duffy manages to haul it in. Let's see if that that counts as his flyer. And you have, since you're not physically at the desk, you have no way of pulling up the results screen on demand here.
No.
All right.
But pod 2.
Okay. Here's a novel thought. Work with me here. We put you back at the spectator desk. I swing this camera around for you. You take your hand rig back with you. I'll take your camera, swing that over here. And then we can do both. Because no one's paying to see us. This isn't.
No,
this
that's
isn't-
true. Yeah, no, that'll work.
Let's do that.
It'll be great.
We're quick audible.
Damn, dude, nice.
Mr. Manager.
Oh my god. A lot of cables. Does this go behind the monitor or in front of the monitor?
Behind.
Oh god.
Gross. Oh boy, I'm way back for this one. Sorry to whoever I run into.
There we go. Now I'll pretend this
It's
is a
gonna
one-host
happen.
show. Let's put the mic right there.
I'm being
Just
useful
a
over
little-
here.
And you're being
Me
useful
as
over
I
there.
enter
Holy
one,
crap.
that would be great.
We figured it out. I believe that's everybody coming in and off their quali.
It covers up the results. Who got second?
105,
So
106,
that's
106,
definitely the
107,
fastest I've ever
107,
gone.
108.
Oh, top.
By a long
116.
shot.
Now with Showed on Demand, we get the things that we want.
Show on demand?
105 at the top there. Dr. Gould with Tom. And that's going to be, and again, this is just qualifier, but that's 4 places up on Conan. I don't know. We got some stuff that could happen here. I think pod 1 is just coming in.
Oh,
Nice,
Ted,
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Boo. People improving. That's the worst. You hate to see it.
Oh, this lap's not going to improve. I blew it.
Think everybody's turned in time?
I think we're waiting just for Potato Lobster to cross the line here on the straight, and we're good to go. Ah, alas, I don't think he had a clean quali. All right, punch it.
Well,
Pit lane start.
don't forget that incidents are on, and you have 20 of them.
Budget your incidences?
Good luck, everybody.
Keep it in the bank.
As we line up for the grid and start of the first feature race, I'm going to remind everybody of what the new rules are for contact and incidents on Tonight We Race. After a lengthy discussion on the Discord, and by lengthy I mean it's the only thing I could look at for the better part of a day, we have decided that the rules for the remainder of Season 3 are going to be, we will stay in damage off. We think that that is the best thing we can do to make sure that everyone keeps racing and has a good time. We are going to keep incident count on because we think that that is going to ensure to a certain extent that people are at least trying to race cleanly, but we have bumped up that count substantially such that
Oh boy, we are
people
just
can absorb a little bit of
all
chicanery
snuggling
and
up
not
right
feel
here.
like they have to take an
I'm
immediate
breaking
penalty.
that.
That number is 20. You will take your first drive-through penalty at 20 incident points. And you may ask, what is an incident? Excellent question.
That was a pushy T1.
Car contact is an incident. Dipping the car
off track.
off track
So
is an
proud of all of you.
incident.
Yeah, we did so good through that.
Cutting corners is an incident. And sometimes they'll give you all of those at once because you were a schmuck.
I think also running into a car with sufficient speed
Wow,
or
that
damage
was
counts
scary.
as more than one incident.
Yeah.
Yes, can be. But
you
usually
punch
because a bunch of those things have
punch
happened at
you.
once, including loss of control, which is its own type of incident. Whoop, not that one. This one. Following number 404, that's Pod 4 or Conan.
Yep, this is the top 4 here.
We are looking at basically all of the people that are hypothetically in contention right now, all the way up front.
Oh, I cooked it.
Conan's live view is going to be a little bit advanced over the spectator view because of, well, round trip to iRacing.
Wow, you got to be kidding me. Nice job, everyone.
Chris, you're a stud. Thanks for the call out.
Hey, Conan, Richo wants you to know that you can definitely brake later if you just believe in yourself. I don't know if he believes in himself. I'm being honest. We'll find out.
Well,
Think me?
I think that was
Is it
late
Tom?
braking, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't call that
you up there, or is
faster.
it
Yeah.
you, Tom, and Derek? Okay. Wanted to know who's racing.
Those are
Third.
definitely the
Fourth
4
in the
humans we want to
championship.
watch here.
Okay. So who's third?
We just
John?
happen to be watching
Yeah,
them
me.
from the most
Yeah,
convenient
sorry,
place.
Okay. So I'm the only one in the top 5, not.
Let's take a look at what's going on a little bit further back in the pack. Potato Lobster in position 8.
Conan. Sorry.
Oh, Richo, don't even get me started
Sorry,
on
dog.
like
That's all right.
identity and access
Once you're, like,
management in YouTube,
in
the
a speed,
product.
I'm like, I cannot slow
I
down.
can't.
Yeah,
Too
this
much
is why-
crossover
my
with my
line,
day
though.
job and your
You do
day
get
job,
sucked
I
in.
imagine.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm
Who am
controlled,
I?
but I
No
can't.
one knows.
Yeah,
Not
there's
with
nothing,
that.
Least
there's
of all
nothing that
me.
you can do, which is why I really, it is what it is. But I'm just
Whoa,
like,
Mike.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness!
Zoom!
Hi, guys.
You just Morbidelli through there.
Does anybody know what he was looking for?
Or Zarcode. I can't remember which of the two did it.
Left to get the groceries.
Did you not want to do that corner, Mike? You just over it?
Every fucking lap, it's too much.
Space Punies with a real fight for third place in the league, and he is currently sitting at position 5 behind
my
Conan.
nuts off trying not to ask that,
Unfortunately,
Tom.
we can't pull direct driver
guys have so
telemetry
much
from
drive on
Derek,
this train,
Tom,
so
or
it's
Ted.
so slow.
However, Shote can pull that up with the magic of spectator
I like
camera.
it.
Can I get a
Right,
Dr.
right.
Gould rear cam?
Dr.
But
Ghoul.
I know it would result in us both having a very
He's in
bad
first,
race,
is he not?
so-
Uh-oh.
Watch that re-entry.
That's unfortunate.
On your right?
Not according to the,
Dr. Gould up front with
There's some
a
space
healthy
there.
leave. I mean, that's going to give him enough of a gap to not feel pressured, frankly, and that's really, at least in my experience, the only safe way to lead is not feeling like you have to take shitty lines. Through the butt of the flying V. Or no, I'm sorry, the second half of the head and then down the neck. This guitar analogy isn't working. We have to find something else.
oh yeah, it does just walk you.
Yeah, I can take you on the brakes, but I can't, like, you guys are gone on the straight.
How many times John gonna run into me today?
Maybe it's
I'm at 4. I don't know how many. 1.
Very.
I was about to say
That was
nice and
good.
tidy through there. I'm pretty sure that's it.
The
Yup,
first
there,
time I've
there
made
she
it to
blows.
that corner in something that I would call resembling okay.
They take you to account for that.
Chris, I gotta slow down, so watch out.
The slowdowns just resolve themselves, to be honest.
They do, yeah. I don't think
You've got 20 seconds to give that time back. Oh, you're good.
You get a lot of time.
Mr. Goat, hot on his
Okay,
heels.
that worked out. I'm good.
Yeah, and I almost.
This is the top 3 at the moment.
So this is Tom, Ted, and Derek. That's I'm going to be honest, tighter than I was expecting at this point in the race. They are flying.
And number 4 behind.
Thank you. So zoom into that cockpit right there. Yeah, he's still got Space Punies hot on his heels, and I'm guessing that's Mr. Goat catching up there, too. That's got to look fun from here. Yep. Navara was a fan favorite in seasons 1 and 2. By fan, I
like
mean
the little
these
jump back on the
yahoos.
course.
But
Yeah, the jump is really
we've never done it here in this
very super
configuration, and so the weight transfers over those
That'd be a really good time on a super
track
bike.
entries is really neat.
Although I would not enjoy turn 1.
For Space Punies, this fight is the fight that matters right here. He needs more points than Conan.
Pick up that fight when they get back to the next curve up there.
I've got it up. I love the 1-2 complex. We should watch this. Conan taking an aggressive cut out of the apex. Space Puny staying clear. Makes up a ton of time on that. Good acceleration out. This is going to be a real fight.
Thank you.
Another one of those little elevation changes as the track segment cuts. Early on the accelerator, very nice.
Thank you.
That was distracting. Thank you, Kyle.
Creeping closer.
I believe that we had at least one driver turn their wheel down from 15 to 10 this evening because this track is so brutal on the arms at 15 in these cars.
I think it was the second feature race.
Oh, was it on?
VIR.
Yeah. Some very, very tidy passing through there. You get me top 3 again with the leaderboard.
Yeah.
We're about halfway through this race, 11 minutes remaining. Let's see how things are shaping up. Dr. Gould, offside and blue flag in 1, 2, 3 at the top of this split, and it looks like the gaps are widening in between them a little bit, so unless someone screws up, we could be looking at how this is going to end, although halfway through the race, anything could happen. The gap back to pod 4 is looking at that.
About a turn.
Yeah, about a turn and a half, maybe 2. Depends on where you're on the track. And then obviously Space Punies and Mr. Goat are staying right behind. The thesis going into this season was everybody wants good, clean, close racing, and so far, this appears to be good, clean, close racing. Conan says this is not close racing. Conan would like artificial gap closers such as blue blue shells and banana peels.
Sounds like you need to do a dive bomb.
Get him.
I think what Conan's soul has been telling me over 3 seasons is he really wants to race NASCAR, and he may get a chance next
You
season.
want to play a game?
Oh, we're so gonna play a game. See, now we're into close racing.
Here we go.
When you are 0.2 seconds behind me, that's close racing.
Oh, this is gonna suck. I don't know who for though.
It's gonna be awful, but we're gonna do it. It's gonna be great. And when I say it's gonna be great, I mean I'm going to fuck you over by taking the tightest possible, most defensive bullshit line I can.
I hope you two crash into
I mean,
each
at least he
other.
told us what he was going to do.
Pick up the scraps.
But you can get closer.
Why not a little closer?
What are we doing on incident counts here, out of curiosity, show?
John, Conan doesn't think.
That's the one to the right. There you go. Everyone's actually keeping it pretty clean here, with the exception of the Utah crew that went off for groceries in the middle of the second lap. But beyond that, everything's great.
Yeah, this looks entirely fine. And we're like halfway through. No one's at 10.
No one's at 10, which would have dinged them in our configuration last week. That is obviously the configuration we have chosen to not repeat.
Bomb spaghetti.
You guys still don't have fans?
Hi, Derek.
No. They're like $20 at Walmart. Get a ball fan. Respect yourself.
It's authentic here in the pods.
Ooh.
Oh! Oh!
Oh!
Oh!
That was such a good dive bomb.
But maybe...
and Chris got it.
Oh!
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
Lure them into a sense of
That
false
was
security.
almost 2 positions changed right there.
Would you believe?
Yes, I believe you lost control.
I think David Bowie had something to say about that.
Now Space Punies needs to reel him in again, and it looks like he's doing it with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. Less incidents on his
Mike's
count.
getting back in the game.
Nah.
And 3 shot
Coming
glasses
progress.
worth of gasoline in the tank.
Come to these other two.
You really pulled that last lap back together, man. I like the first half. I was like, oh, I might be able to make a run at him.
Into the
and then you were
compound,
gone.
right? You got to get in there on that apex. Very nice. On the throttle early.
That's an incident.
It's going to put him at 6.
I caught a point for that.
We can see in the telemetry down here that Dr. Gould has turned in a 105.9, which is frankly preposterous. Should probably inspect his car when we're done here.
The fight continues here.
Going to the outside before coming, that was interesting. I think that cost him. He's looking for that moment.
Conan?
On the throttle early.
not a good line through there, but I
Look,
survived.
look,
Fuck, I hated
look at
that.
that facial expression, the hunting expression. That man is
I think
hungry.
the tires are starting to go, and I'm struggling.
Yeah, the tire's definitely dropping off a little bit.
Give me top 3 again. Yeah, you gotta go 1 to the... That's the incident count.
Ah, yes.
Thank you. Still Dr. Gould, followed by Offside, followed by Blue Flag. And their gaps are staying pretty stable, quite frankly. So then once again we return to the drama.
I thought you were gonna turn in. Apparently, there's rules.
I heard car right, so I didn't cut it across you. I learned my lesson from the last time I tried to cut it top of you and just...
So you do see the
myself.
proximity.
Oh, I didn't see the proximity. I just
Oh,
heard
you
my
got told
pit,
it.
my
Okay,
pit
okay.
guy was like, "There's on the right," and I was like, "All right."
Oh, running up on the inside. Oh, he got some out of that. Didn't quite have the speed to
Really
make that
fucked my
one work.
drive on that.
Yeah, I was like,
I did the bad gamble. I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah, I saw you. I was moved to the inside, and then I saw you double in on the inside, and I was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna let this sit."
With 3 minutes and 55 seconds left on the clock, we are running out of moments. But not running out of incidents. I think both Conan and Space Punies have a buffer to play with here, so we could see a little more aggressive driving.
Looks like a fight between 6 and 7.
Love to see it. Very nice. Would that be Utah crew catching up on Mr. Goat? You know, they're keeping pace on Conan and Space Punies pretty effectively here. Checking in on Duffy, who is dutifully honoring his blues and turning in some good times. With an incident count of 1. This is the cleanest I have ever seen him race. That is impressive.
Oh, I'm coming by.
There we go. Space Punies again going for it.
And does it?
Oh, I don't think that was Conan. Wait a minute. What did we miss?
I'm looking at this.
Oh, there we go. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, is that what the angry car in the rear view is? Well, while we were off looking around, he did it. Which makes this the hot seat. With 2 minutes left.
Man,
Did you see how much time I can get in the braking on those
it
corners?
is so bonkers how much time you can make up there.
That's the only reason I could like stay on you.
Conan has 140 to take back what he probably feels is his. A little bit of traffic up ahead, which could make this complicated for both of them. Over the elevation change, back into the other track segment, a little bit of bump. It's very fortunate there's no actual turn through there. Conan making his move, doesn't have it. A little bit of a bump. I think that all things considered, that was probably an okay way for that to go down. That could have been a disaster.
Yeah. Going 3 wide in that corner.
Into the tight right at the bottom. Space Punies trying to keep the Audi from eating it on the way back. Final lap.
Oh yeah, I got the drive.
Oh, they stuck.
So close. So close.
You don't have to let him through. You still get to dictate the line. Conan burning through his incident point and taking the flag.
Oh, just straight in.
Disaster.
Yeah. That was what I was going to do.
Look at how light of a touch it was. That was only 1 point.
Yeah, I don't think that was even a point on my side.
Bringing up the incident count real quick. Yeah.
What do you got? Oh, no, it's everyone's being very polite. Very, very polite
Just
indeed.
monster truck this into the last turn, right?
And into the straight
so close.
with
Very nicely done.
Audi faster, but not quite faster enough to make this into what it should be.
Man. 0 incidents.
Well,
Okay.
that was,
And that's going to be the big story of the night
that
right
was way
there.
more fun than I thought this track was going to be.
Yeah. That was
Well
really delightful.
played.
Good job, buddy.
I believe that we are checkered flag everywhere
Somewhere at
except
the end,
pod
yeah.
1. Oh, there it is as soon as he crosses the line. Let's take a look at the numbers, how they went down. This race was won by Dr. Gould, followed by Tom, a.k.a. Offside, a.k.a. Knox. I got to stop doing that. Blue Flag, and then Space Punies, Conan and Pod 4, Mr. Goat Remote, the Utah Crew Remote, Pod 1, Potato Lobster, and Pod 3, Duffy. Nice race, everyone. Back to the green room with all of you. Except for...
And we'll trade this back.
Oh, yeah, go, yeah, you know, give me the... Give me that. I want one of these. It's a pretty good innovation, quite frankly. Let's go back to the deck. Do I have a button for that? Surely I have a button for that. There it is. And that's going to bring us to the Bring a Trailer Challenge, which is how we give everybody a little bit of downtime before we slam them back into Feature Race 2 for points. The Bring a Trailer Challenge, if you were not with us on previous nights, we are going to ask our drivers to estimate which car went more on 2 recently completed Bring a Trailer auction challenges. Let me get my notes out, because this one actually requires paperwork. And somebody can bring me a potato lobster. That'd be great.
Hello.
Have a seat.
Thank you.
That was some clean driving.
I'm just happy to get faster, man.
How was the TCR front-wheel drive immediately after going bonkers in the M2?
Night and day.
Also, mouth up there.
Totally fair. Night and day difference. Different planets. Like, especially on Willow Springs, like that M2 just feathering right on the edge of traction for like a solid.
I love that right-hander.
Like, is so awesome.
I judge cars by whether they are flat on the right-hander or whether they are not. Like that is my judge of a car. I'm going to give you a thing. What did I do for you? Oh, right.
Oh.
We haven't done a tractor in a while.
Oh man, I love tractors.
I want to. Do you?
I love tractors.
Did you know that Schote is familiar with vintage tractors?
I did not.
I don't remember why he gained this skill, but he has it. All right, here's what I got for you. This is a Bohlins 236 Ride-O-Matic, and it is weighed up against, tonight, a 1981 Honda Moto Compo, and also a Honda Moto Compacto, neither of which I knew existed until 3 hours ago.
Oh, man. Okay, and it's a combo deal.
It's a combo deal. You get each of whatever those are exactly. Would you like to hear about them?
I do.
All right. So the Bohlins was refurbed in 2024 before being purchased by the seller 1 year later. So they've only owned it very briefly. Finished in gold, white accents. It is a gas-fueled 277 cubic centimeter single linked to a dual-range 6-speed continuously variable transmission that drives the rear wheels.
Love a CVT.
No reserve in Oregon. It's got a reproduction sign and a bill of sale. The body and the chassis were disassembled and refinished. It's got a 612 Carlisle Farm Specialist rear tire. I don't know what that is, but they felt it was very important to list that. Not equipped with an hour meter, therefore the total runtime is unknown.
Outstanding.
The Hondas. So that is an 81 Moto Campo and also the current Moto Compacto. They were both purchased by the dealer in 2025. The former is an air-cooled 49 cubic centimeter two-stroke single linked to a single-speed transmission with an automatic clutch. Very scooter. It includes oil injection, full suspension, drum brakes, 8-inch steel wheels, street lighting, folding handlebars, and a black pop-up seat. Whereas the Moto Compacto is powered by a permanent magnet synchronous DC motor linked to a 0.24 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery. It has white bodywork and a tan saddle. These are now offered by the selling dealer for no reserve for off-road use only with a bill of sale. They are not registered or titled anywhere.
But they're great for getting around the pits.
They're great for getting around the pits. They've got various bits and pieces. Notably, the Moto Compacto has its own app. It is app-enabled, which covers its charge status, health, range, and battery cycles. The Moto Campo has a horizontally mounted air-cooled 49 cubic centimeter two-stroke, and it has all of its paperwork. They weigh 99 pounds with fluids per the sales literature. No titles, bill of sale only.
Okay.
And now, you need to tell me which one of these two, let's say these lots, which one of these two lots went for more money?
And do I get to know where the was the Moto Campo and Compacto bring a trailer online? Because the trailer or the tractor was an auction in Oregon.
But it was Bring a Trailer.
Oh, they're both Bring a Trailer.
These have all cycled through Bring a Trailer.
Excellent. You know what? I'd get more use out of the scooters, but I'm going to have to go with the tractor.
You know, tractor people are nuts, but also scooter people are nuts. Let's see who's right. It was the tractor by $100, which means you are the receiver of one challenge point for the evening.
I need it.
Which is going to be helpful, and you have the privilege of bringing me Space Punies.
Thank you.
Thank you. Was that the first one you won?
First one?
That was his first one. All right. Congratulations. Everyone is figuring out how to win this. That's great. Space Punies isn't going to like this. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
How was your race?
I'm going to come forward so that you can't see my back and how sweaty it is from that race.
You are allowed to sweat after that performance.
That was so much fun.
That was nuts.
That was way more fun than I thought after practice on that track that was going to be.
So I'm going to ask Conan this too, and I'm expecting to get two different answers. We'll see.
I'm objectively right.
Oh, well, that was easy.
Yeah.
No, the question is, how do you think the new incident rules contributed to that drive?
Having already done a race and realizing how easy it was to get. I didn't think it was going to be as easy to get incident points in the first race. Now that I knew how easy it was to get them, it helped out a lot.
All right.
I don't think too hard. I go off vibes. You're going to get a 10,000 word essay from that gentleman where I'm just like, I don't know.
You know what you and I haven't done in a while?
What?
Talked about G-Wagons.
No, we can keep going. We don't have to hit the reset. No, okay.
Tonight,
we're almost there.
You have a 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser FJ55.
That looks cool.
With frankly, a really great paint job.
Yeah.
Or a 1990 Benz 250 GD Wolf.
That actually looks really cool.
Which technically is not a G-Wagon.
Okay.
Would you like to hear about them?
I do.
So do I.
I didn't. That Wolf.
Okay. No, I also didn't know it existed. And the reason we didn't know it existed is because that's not actually a civilian vehicle.
Oh, okay.
The Land Cruiser says that it has 51,000 miles, but the odometer has been rolled, so the total mileage is, of course, unknown. This one was purchased by the seller in 2015 and underwent a multi-year refurb that involved retrimming the bench in black vinyl, overhauling the 4.2-liter inline-six and the 4-speed manual transmission and the dual-range transfer case, It has been modified with tubular headers, four-wheel disc, and power steering. It has Old Man Emu shocks, a roof rack, Pioneer stereo, and air conditioning.
Sorry, what type of shocks?
Old Man Emu.
That's cool. I'm going to look that up.
It's news to me.
Okay.
Said to have been used in a commercial for Blue Diamond Almond Breeze and featured on the cover of Phoenix magazine.
I really like that. I've eaten so many Blue Diamonds.
They want to note that this version of the cruiser was nicknamed the Iron Pig. Everything else here is relatively pedestrian. Notably, the Arizona title lists the Odo at 126, which is interesting because if they had enough data to call it 126, that implies it has 6 digits. So then why don't they know the total mileage?
I don't trust Arizonans able to count stuff.
No, I'd be calling BS on this one.
Yeah.
The Wolf.
Dog, that looks so cool.
This is a 1990 250 GD Wolf. It is a former Bundeswehr vehicle that was imported to the U.S. before it was refurbished in the current green. Proto G-Wagen, says Trap.
What was the original color then?
Probably a Bundeswehr jungle camo or something.
Okay.
It's 1990, so something for the Fulda Gap, I'm guessing. Truck was sold and bring a trailer in May 2017, acquired by the seller that year. Work under the current ownership said to have included replacing the battery and assorted suspension components. It's powered by a 2.5-liter diesel inline 5.
Probably not Old Man Emo.
Linked with it. No, probably not. 4-speed manual transmission, dual-range transfer case, front and rear locking differentials. This W460 250GD shows 95,000 kilometers, aka 60,000 miles. Offered in Pennsylvania with a German first aid kit, a clean Carfax report, and a clean New York title. Owned by the sellers LLC. So this was a specialty import.
Man.
It has been refit with 15-inch Porsche Fuchs alloy wheels, in case if those look familiar at all.
Oh, Porsche, you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's already... Which were sourced, powder-coated, and fitted with 31-inch BF Goodrich rugged terrain TA tires. Cabin features retrofitted Recaros. Really? Wow. CD stereo, fabricated rear seat mount brackets, rear roll bar, heater, all-weather floor mats, wood planking in the rear cargo area. A period AMG steering wheel was found and refinished and attached.
Okay.
Current owner did 200 miles on it. And now,
dang,
you got to tell me which of these two things went for more money.
Never get bet against the G-Wagon. Never bet against Vibes. My Vibes have killed me every single one so far this season, which I guess has only been 2.
There's only been 2.
Yeah, okay. So every single 100% I've been wrong. So the Land Cruiser I think is conventionally cool. And I can easily imagine.
That is super cool.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
yeah.
That sounded derogatory, but it wasn't. But like, I think wide appeal cool. I would say
you're conventionally attractive.
Yeah,
but
no, we don't use but. We use ands statements here. Never discount what you just said.
That's a very good point.
I like the Land Cruiser, and I think the Wolf is cool as hell, and I want the Wolf to be more expensive. And I swear to God, if you don't have this be more expensive because it's technically not a G-Wagon, I'm going to do a backflip.
Well, if you're going to do
somewhere.
a backflip... Let's get that on.
Okay.
Space Beauties.
I think just because it's not a street legal vehicle before that it had to like jump through some hoops, and that might get some interest from someone else since they already did the legalization process. Right. That the Wolf, I think that is the reason why the Wolf is going to be more expensive than the Toyota Land Cruiser.
Your call is the Wolf. Mm-hmm. Anybody out there in TV land want to take?
Yeah, Proto G-Wagon. You're right. Yeah. Proto
like
everything.
This may very well be where the G-Wagon concept comes from. It also, I didn't mention this, but it has a snorkel. Excuse me, a schnorkel.
Oh, that's the first thing I saw.
Survey says it's the Land Cruiser, but not by much.
You know someone purposely did 666 at the end just for fun.
Yep. And so a couple things. And one, yes, I did say in my first sentence, this isn't technically a G-Wagon. However, it is close. Like I
Technicalities.
think more love and attention went into the Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
I think the market for it is bigger.
Yeah.
And I think because there are no civilian parts for that Wolf, like, dude, it's a fucking grab bag of parts. Like, it's like, well, we got Recaro seats out of this, and like we found 15-inch Fuchs wheels that would fit it from Stuttgart. And like
that was my secret reason that it was more expensive, because it had Porsche stuff on it.
those are $5,000 wheels.
Yeah. Is that a lot?
What, for Fuchs? Not really.
Okay.
Well, so actually, it depends on whether it's attached to a 930 turbo or not.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
So not this time.
Keeping my 100% streak up.
100% streak up.
Who's coming up?
Bring me Duffy.
Got it.
Was not a G-Wagon. Actually, I kind of like the Wolf. It's kind of like how like the Jeep started out as a military vehicle and then became this thing. Well, the Wolf started out as a military vehicle, and now people in New York buy G-Wagons. Duffy, how's your driving?
That was pretty good. I think that was one of my best races yet.
That was super clean.
Kept it on the road. Kept my incident count low.
Yep. I mean, that's like, I will say it over and over and over again. Like, the key to faster is consistency. The key to consistency is being able to finish a lap. And the key to doing that is driving at 7/10. So very nice work.
Thanks.
I recall doing something special for you here, but I don't remember what it is. So we're going to discover together. All right.
Nice.
Yes. It is a 33-year owned 91 Saab 900 turbo, and it's convertible, and it's the 5-speed manual. And we're going to match that up with a 2016 Focus RS, which is the spec that is beyond the ST spec in the Ford lexicon. Would you like to hear about these cars?
Of course.
Are these cars evoking any particular emotion in you right now?
Mean, definitely. There's a lot of nostalgia going on the left.
My first car was an 86. Like, my first car was an 86 9000 turbo, and I have the greatest respect for these in the world. This one, on the other hand, so it's got 106,000 miles shown. It was purchased by the seller in 92, and so is the second owner technically, but it's a 91. 85,000 of the 106,000 miles were added since that time. Car has been registered in Colorado since August of 98. Spent much of its last 25 years in storage. The color is Cirrus White over gray leather, powered by a turbocharged inline 4, paired with a 5-speed manual transaxle. And if you recall anything about the Saabs of that time period, the shift pattern was like three feet wide because the shifter was so long and floppy. It's got 15-inch, 15-hole wheels. Those are actual magnesiums, which are very difficult to clean. Offered with no reserve and an owner's manual soft top boot, a clean Carfax report, and a clean Colorado title. Other notes include heated front buckets, which was very unusual for the time, AM/FM cassette, center console, air conditioning, power windows, heated rear window, a 130-mile-an-hour speedo, and when it was in the factory, it was worth 160 horsepower and 188 foot-pound of torque, which is kind of a lot for 1990.
For 91. Don't forget, it's got the little headlight wiper blades.
Yeah, it's got the wipers, which mine did not have.
That's pretty sweet. It's like some Volvo tech there.
Oh, shit. Well, good you didn't see the other one.
I didn't see it,
We jumped the gun there. I was looking for this button. The Focus, 83,000 miles on it, on the Focus RS. So it's 10-year-old with 83,000 miles on it. It is in stealth gray. It is acquired by Kennedy Ford Inc. of Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. So it's probably seen some weather. Powered by a turbocharged 2.3-liter inline 4 linked to a 6-speed manual transaxle and torque vectoring all-wheel drive system. It has been fitted with a Downforce Solutions front splitter, a carbon fiber style vinyl front hood wrap. Wow, this is a big list. 19-inch rotiform wheels, Cobb tuning access port, Turbo Smart blow-off valve, Borla exhaust system, and that was all done by the current owner. Also includes the RS2 package, a sunroof, xenon headlights, Brembo front brake calipers, dual-zone automatic climate control, charcoal black leather, Just like tons of extras here. Finished in stealth gray, seats trimmed, leather-wrapped steering wheel, 180-mile-an-hour speedo. Trio of new instruments for oil temperature, turbocharged boost pressure, and oil pressure have been mounted atop the dashboard. Odo indicates 83K, 80 of which were under the current owner. At the factory, did 350 horsepower and 350 foot-pounds of torque. They note that the blow-off valve was installed by the current ownership. And that's it. So we've got effectively one owner, much loved Saab, and a used and massively tinkered with, but otherwise like it still looks pretty clean as far as like doing things to your Focus is concerned.
Yeah, not maybe too tinkered with, or tinkered in the right ways. I'm probably going to be wrong, but I'm going with the Focus, and that's mostly just because that's the car I would drive.
This is the car you would drive?
Yeah, out of those two. And I don't know what the fanboyness is around Saab, you know, so like I could be totally wrong on that. That could be a $48,000 car or something.
Let me show you what the fanboyness is around Saabs right now.
Wow.
It's $19,500, but that's a grand less than the Focus. And I'm going to be honest with you. The thing that surprised me
totally
the most
that Focus for 20
is that Focus is only 20 grand.
Yeah, is that actually for? Oh no, it's just sold.
Well, no, it sold literally today. Literally today, you could have had this Focus for $100 more.
That's like what I paid for my A3.
I
mean,
it's comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did to the seats, but it's comfortable. Here's the thing I'd be worried about. If it was on its purely stock powertrain, that'd be one thing. Like, they've mucked with the powertrain. It's got 86,000 miles on it, many of which have been on a mucked powertrain.
Yep.
If you are comfortable doing your own work and doing your own diagnosis, or you've got a good Ford person you work with, this is probably
That's
a
what
good
I figure.
risk.
It's like you're buying a project car.
Yeah,
you're not going to drive this thing for 100,000 miles with no issues.
I think that's the most attractive car we've had on the show tonight.
Well,
Bring me Conan.
That tractor was cute, but
the tractor was cute.
Conan, you've been summoned. Just as I'm putting in the fastest laps.
Oh, I know, isn't it rough?
It's okay. Just got to give Derek a little thing to be worried about.
Well, so let me put it to you this way. Putting an extra practice over there could net you 3 points.
That's true.
Putting in practice here could net you 1.
Right. It never does though.
So let's do this. This one's for you.
Okay.
Especially for you.
Oh boy.
It's a 1970 Goat, which you have some
familiarity with, yes.
Or it took me a while to set this up. A 69 Firebird 400 convertible.
Okay.
Would you like to know about the Pontiacs?
I would.
What year is your Pontiac?
72.
72. So is this the same body?
Same generation.
Same generation. Okay.
68 to 72.
So you've got some familiarity.
Yeah.
I don't think they did what you did, but let's find out. This 70 Pontiac GTO Judge was acquired by the seller after it was listed on Bring a Trailer in 22, so it's been flipped. Subsequent work includes refurbishing the Ram Air 3 induction system, overhauling the radiator, carburetor, ignition, brakes, retrimming the headliners and seats, replacing the front air dam, fuel pump, tank, and exhaust components. Power is provided by a 400 cubic inch Ram Air 3 V8, mated to a Muncie 4-speed manual transmission, safety track, limited slip differential. Exterior is finished in copper with Judge graphics. It's got its PHS Automotive Services documentation, which I assume just their mechanic, and a Clean Florida title in its seller's name. The window sticker is a reproduction. Repainted in the 90s. It's approximately the same, but not quite. The WT1 Judge package, which is what this is, added a trunk-mounted airfoil wing, a black texture grille insert, Judge decals, and a tricolor rainbow eyebrow stripe kit, which, is that what that is over there?
The question that I would have for this one is it like a legit Judge? Because a lot of people will put a Judge kit on a otherwise, normal Pontiac because they're the same, just minus some, trim bits.
So it says the WT1 Judge packet added these things.
Okay.
Doesn't say it came from the factory that way, but I think that's a safe assumption.
I would assume so then.
The V8 was overhauled in 76, so a long time ago. Further work includes needing to replace the main seal, engine mounts, exhaust manifolds, fuel tank, pump, and ignition components.
Yeah.
Engine stamp correlates the last 7 digits of the VIN.
Numbers matching. Cool. Nice.
And
nice.
rust is noted on the underbody.
Okay.
The Firebird.
Does it say like rust or like cosmetic, or does it say structural?
It says rust.
Ah, nice.
Why would they be any
Why
more
would they-
detailed than
yeah.
they need to be?
Mm-hmm.
The Firebird convertible. Boop. Red over white convertible acquired by the seller on Bring a Trailer in 23. So another flip. Subsequent work included servicing the fuel system, replacing the wheels, tires, shocks, overhauling the brakes, repainting the trunk. Power is provided by a 400 cubic inch V8 linked to a 3-speed automatic, and the car is equipped with a white soft top power steering and front disc brakes. Those are 15-inch American racing wheels and a Pioneer cassette system. It is offered with an additional set of 14-inch Rally 2 style wheels and a collection of spare parts. The PHS Automotive Services documentation, and there we go. So this is the same refinish, people.
I
Let's see here.
think that's the Pontiac Historic Owners Club. Is the PHO.
Refurbished cabin features front bucket seats and rear bench upholstered in parchment vinyl wood grain trim. Lap belts for 5 occupants, and Pontiac branded floor mats. 160 mile an hour speedo, an Equus tachometer mounted below the dash. Yeah, right. 1,000 miles on the current owner. It is a 5-digit mechanical odometer, however, so we don't know what actually happened there. The speedo gear housing was replaced in 22. Edelbrock intake, air cleaner, and that's it.
We're here to be judged, right?
Yes.
I think that the choice is obvious.
You think that the choice is the judge?
Yes.
Despite convertible.
I mean, the thing here is that like a convertible is cool, but as far as I know, there is no like specific panache associated with a Pontiac convertible. But I'm always wrong about this, and I expect to continue to be always wrong about this.
That is true. However, on this particular occasion, I think you may be in your element because the GOAT went for an additional 30 grand.
The GOAT judge setup is like the most desirable of all Pontiac variations, which is why I think it's really funny that I have like the most base model.
Well, congratulations. A base model with a clutch that could launch someone into orbit.
I mean, the other reason is I'd have zero guilt about ripping everything out of it except the body panels and still feeling like
One
it's a
challenge
good
point
Pontiac.
for you.
Thank you.
And get back in the cockpit because it is time to do the thing. Not that. Not that. This mic is very inconveniently placed. Let's do Feature Race 2. Welcome back. Oh, do we want to do the microphone dance here?
Oh, we can do that after this.
Right. Feature Race 2 tonight is, of course, back in our TCR spec. Nobody has changed their cars. I think that everybody is in what they actually want to drive for the remainder of the night. So let's get right to the track, which is Virginia International Raceway. But not just Virginia International. Sip for effect. Spit take. The Patriot configuration of Virginia International Raceway, which at the end of the day is basically all of the worst segments of all of the other configurations of Virginia International kind of stitched together into one roller coaster of an orbit. It is inappropriate for these cars and inappropriate for their wheelness, and we're going to do it at race speed because that is hilarious.
It's going to be great. I already heard some comments about needing to shift things left and right all the way.
Well, let's go find out. I do believe we had one person escape to the restroom, so let's not advance them into quali quite yet. But we will go back out to the quad here, and let's go fix the microphone situation.
Oh yeah, we can trade.
I'll take that. You can take this.
Gotcha.
Frankly, I kind of like this. I'm wondering if on nights where we can't have a dedicated co-host, if this is just what we want to do with the setup in the first place, because this is great.
Works out.
Where is the actual pit entrance?
So the pit entrance is after a series of cones. There's the series of cones, so keep driving. There's the second series of cones. Keep driving. There's a lot of series of cones. Keep driving.
Okay, well, I'm practicing pit entry because I have a feeling I'm going to need it.
So it's going to be past all these left-handers and then up the hill.
Yeah, I did that once or twice.
And you're going to see 2 yellow cones around a gap in the wall. Obviously not yet. You may have just passed it when I tuned into your camera. All right, we're getting close to it. Obviously, still race the track. Now slow down, slow down, slow down. Not these cones here, but that gap right there. Slow down, immediate left.
Wow, that is not obvious.
And then your dude is just waiting for you right there.
Yeah, it's a quick little pit.
And of course, you can't hurt each other while you're in the pits because reasons. All right, let's advance this puppy.
I'd ask where the drama is, but I guess we will find out after this.
We will find out very shortly.
And here we go.
Once again, this is a lone qualifier, meaning that they will not see each other on the track.
This will be a time.
They have a total of 10 minutes to turn in no more than 2 legal flying laps, which means no incidents on those laps, especially not off-track type. To be honest, I don't really have a favorite to watch at this point, so let's just cycle through the pods. Or even better, let's cycle through the spectator.
Who is also cycling through the pods.
Yeah,
They're all about the same spot.
There are so many things I absolutely adore about iRacing, but some of the shortcuts they've taken in some of these places, like, you're not actually in different sessions, we've just turned off collision and visual meshes for the other cars, is kind of like, okay guys, I get it, clever hack, just makes this annoying. There we go. We are into our green flyers, checking in on Pod 2, where Space Punies is now doing it for real. Nice and tidy through that switchback. I wouldn't call it blind per se, but it's definitely not a high visibility turn. Potato Lobster coming into a similar section. And being given one more flyer. Very tidy through there, but he was practicing this afternoon. Duffy also put in some substantial time here on the track today.
Annoying.
Very good. Gets one more flyer.
Cut the wheel off. Terrible qualifying lap.
Surprise, it's a left.
A number of 47 5s, 7s, 8s to be seen.
That is some tight numbers. Waiting to see what tonight we race 4 turns in here. That's the big question for standings tonight.
Ooh, won't be this lap though. Or will be. Was that after the lap?
Out of nowhere and into the second place qualifier. Dr. Gould and Conan, of course, in the contention for first and second, although Conan is obviously way out in front. This is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, Derek, don't screw it up.
And the session has been advanced. They are being called
I would apologize
to grid.
The real fun part is going to be that he set this to a rolling start.
Did I set this to a rolling start?
I'm just going to apologize in advance, because that would be very funny.
So here's the problem. It always defaults to a rolling start, so I have to catch it every time.
Rolling start at 3 a.m.
I mean, that's
pit
just owning
car
dogs,
in,
frankly.
Immediately go.
Bury my shell at Wounded Knee.
So do we petition race control for more points, or?
Is it 1 to green?
Hey, look at all the pretty race cars I can see from back here.
Wait, where is?
I think it's.
This is a rolling start?
I don't see a pace car.
Oh, it's going to be great then.
You know, they could have, like, got out some chalk and drawn some lines. Jeez.
Oh, that was bad.
And green with some burnouts and some immediate passing. I believe that was the Utah crew that just ripped out there.
Ooh. Close touching. Close.
Ooh. It's going to sting for a while. You know, surprising little drama. There's been almost no drama today. Or at least not that kind of drama. When you're sitting back here in the far chase car view, you actually get like a real sense of the elevation changes on this track. And there are a lot of them.
It's all of the fun bits glued together.
I love Virginia. I really do. And I'm not kidding when I say this is the worst part of every piece of it. It does make for an entertaining. Conan's picked up his first incident. He is nose to toes with Dr. Gould there. And into the surprise left, right, left. Switch back.
Did it go left for you too?
It did. Just, like, it changed the last second, though.
Space Punies, the hero of Feature Race 1. In traffic. And now turning in fast laps. Double switch all back. Duffy in clear air, playing it a little bit to the inside, but keeps it tidy. Nice and tight, very nice. Potato Lobster appears to be chasing. I want to say that's Michael Carr's car. That's the Utah crew. Good line there.
I just had a glitch in the make.
This is 1 and 2.
And here is the 1-2 fight. Conan following Dr. Gould by what looks like maybe a third or half of a second. Doesn't really have the pace at this point to put on any moves, and so I'm guessing he is trying to find places he can cut time himself and hoping that the good doctor eats a corner. You think so, Moto Benny? I think, well, Moto. I think this would be an incredible moto track in this configuration, and I think also lower power rear-wheel drive, open or closed wheel would also be pretty entertaining. This is work in front-wheel drive with these cars, and I'm actually super proud of my guys that so far they have not managed to put the shiny side down. Oh, yeah, the Formula Ford, that's right. The FFFFFFF. Conan's still looking for time on Dr. Gould. What else we got going on here?
In this game.
Looks like a
If
play
you do
for
like 25 really
7
quick,
and
it'll
6.
just error out and you'll skip right past the black flag.
Punch that up for me. I will hit the button. Thank you. What's the incident count look like? I'm seeing a lot of wheel dipping here.
6s and 5s.
With what do you want to call this? A minute, or rather, 15 minutes left. We could be getting into. I think the Utah crew needs to be cautious with their limited supply of incidents here. Back to the race for first. Conan getting a little wild through there. I think you were going to start to see him trading incident points for time. This track, of course, being the reason that people requested their wheels get turned down. Trap, I think that is in fact the case.
In the Audi, in the first one.
Conan very wide on that turn.
Yeah, it's going to cost him. We're seeing some creative lines through that turn complex there. Everyone's got to leave their mark, right? Potato Lobster not locked in a knife fight here with the Utah crew. Do we know which Utah critter is currently in the cockpit?
Ooh, close.
He was thinking about it, but he didn't. That was the right call.
Ooh,
a little bit of contact, but looks like everybody gets away with it. But with Utah crew managing to keep that position, that could have gone so many different ways. That could have been a race ender for both of them.
Thank you.
Conan now at 3.6 seconds behind Dr. Gould. And can you go back one position on who's in third? Is that Mr. Goat coming up there? That's incident count.
Yep.
Oh no, it's Tom. Offside knocks Tom. From the front, that looked like an all-white car. Interesting. Interesting.
Anybody else feel like the tires are starting to go off?
Oh yeah.
Big time.
You guys still have tires? On the left.
12 minutes remaining, and the Is It the Car has begun. Conan now having lost sight of the good doctor. Space Punies coming up on offside. Full accelerator to full brake and back on top of it. He is pressing. I agree, Benny. I agree completely. That was one of those chaos moments where because we're only broadcasting the center of their three screens, we don't really get the complex situational awareness that they have. That could have looked very clean to them. To me, it looked like shit was going down. Let's go back out to the drama finder here. We heard some groaning.
Looks like a fight between 3 and 4 and 6 and 7. at the moment.
Duffy turning in 55s now. That's nice. We can, Benny. We can pull the replay on that. We can absolutely pull that out. I think Shoda's saving all of them now. You know how big those are? Are those binary?
I followed
It
you all
is
through the.
quite large.
What?
Like
It's
gigabyte?
2025. What? Oh, gigabyte. Okay, yeah, that's pretty big. YouTube's transcoded version of this video is going to be a gig.
Duffy, you got traffic coming up.
Potato Lobster kindly signaling the pass. Getting a little wild through there. I believe that's the Mr. Goat machine.
Yep, 5 through 8, pretty close, as you can see right above.
Oh no! No. Everybody kind of scrambling for clear road there. Mr. Goat executing. Can I get a cockpit view on Mr. Goat?
Yeah.
I'll let you do your dirty work over there.
That was me.
It really spices the place up.
I had help though.
There it is. Buried it.
What's he driving? Is that the Civic? No, it's the Wait, is that the Elantra interior?
I think it is.
I haven't seen a lot of the Elantra. I think the new Elantra is very attractive. But at the end of the day, if I was going to buy an N Hyundai, it would be the Veloster. Or maybe the Kona. Drama Finder, relatively clear. Let's see what's going on here with Space Punies. We're at 8 minutes 30 remaining.
Oh, no.
Right? Sawing out the wheel, keeping that complex in
The person in front
check.
of me is not Conan, so I have to be respectful.
No jury would prosecute.
You didn't enter a death pact with the person in front of you?
Conan still in position 2, but now
Hey,
8
Tom, can you
minutes.
sign this real
Excuse
quick?
me, 8 seconds 5 off of Dr. Gould. 8 minutes remaining. That number is not going in the correct direction for him. The good doctor well out of sight. Space Punies on the hunt.
With Tom right in front.
Tom, I believe, is chasing Conan, correct? Yep, there he is. Space Punies with the overtake here would make this a very interesting race. Not with that line, though. Duffy in traffic behind the mayonnaise car. Braking way too late for that one. But doesn't take any cones with him, so that's probably good. Potato Lobster chasing down the Utah crew. Very nice on that. Got to the first one early. Looks like Conan's made up about a second. Is that Conan coming up on lap traffic?
Yeah.
Thank you. When you have a moment, can you give me the standings and the incident count? I want to make my predictions here. Standings are about about what we saw at the beginning of the race. Go ahead and give me the incident counts.
Not that changed, actually.
Not that changed. Looks like everybody has a little bit of a buffer to work with in these last 5 minutes. Their pace on burning through their incidents has not been overzealous, I'd say. Pod 1, Potato Lobster at 13. Almost giving a little kiss to the Utah crew. Just a mwah. This has to be grueling.
Jesus Christ, still 5 minutes of this shit?
It's like packing all of the turn physics of an endurance race into a 20-minute session. Oh, he goes for it. Almost gets too much of it.
All right, thank you. In real life.
He had to back off a little there. That was probably best for both of them, frankly. Looks like Space Punies is going to make his move.
Has been chasing for about a lap now.
That's 2 laps in a row.
It is much harder to defend when you're under pressure. And I would call that pressure. When you can identify the kind of dirt that's coming off their car, you are very close to them. Space Punies looking for his opening. Nobody wants to succeed on the failure of the person in front of you, but sometimes that's how it has to happen. Hoping to pressure that failure. Tom kicking up bits and pieces. Chasing down that Audi. Straight line speed advantage. Although the balance of power in this series is phenomenal. Every single one of these cars is a winner with enough personality to make the choice meaningful. There are no dogs. Except us.
I'm going right here. Come on, bye.
3 minutes on the clock.
Thank you.
And the moves are going to have to start coming out fast, or that's going to be the end of it.
Oh my god, my steering wheel coming apart.
What am I looking at over there?
An almost pass.
Almost.
Yeah.
Back to drama camp. Looks like Potato Lobster has caught back up.
My wheel rim is coming off the base.
Yeah,
of my
that was the
steering wheel.
almost pass with
Unattached to the left
car
side,
in front,
and I have
which
to
is
kinda
my
like
car.
clamp
Still
the
a
wheel
little
together
loose,
with
but
my
he's keeping
hand.
pace.
That'll be fine, right?
Seems fine.
Yeah, but
I'm wondering if Space Punies is going to take the death cut. That wouldn't be his style. We haven't seen that kind of behavior out of him.
With only 4 incidents on the board, he can certainly force it.
He's got the budget. Checking in on Conan, now in lapped traffic, 5 seconds off of Dr. Gould, but back in view, so that's a big achievement for him. But with traffic in front of him, it's going to be tough. If I were in Mr. Goat's position, I would consider a yield here.
Who's sitting in pod 1 right now?
Kyle. Potato
Sorry about
Lobster.
that. Didn't expect you to run wide there.
No, that was clean. That looked good. That was the best possible outcome of that turn, I promise. Minute on the clock. The last drama. I bet you can just stitch that from apex to apex right there. They'll probably make you pay for it. Space Puny's letting out the sigh of, I borked it. But never give up. A lot of things can happen in 30 seconds. We're going to start seeing some white flags here shortly.
I wonder if we had damage on how much less of these curves you could take.
Yeah, I probably couldn't be doing this.
White flag on pod 3. Duffy's going to finish out his final. White flag on pod 4. Pod 1 looks like they just came in for a black. Oof. A lot of drama here on the last lap.
Oh man, last lap and I get the 21 penalty.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Duffy takes 21 on the final lap.
I mean, you just have to finish in the pits then.
You must pit. Do not fail to pit.
I get to 22.
You will eat a 35-second penalty if you finish the race under a black flag. Eat the pit.
Jesus. Good fucking riddance.
Yeah, it was really nicely driven, Derek. I made just enough mistakes to not be able to close on you.
Yeah, it's. I was hoping for a clean race.
Oh man.
This is a
Tom, you kicked me off.
fun way to finish a race is finishing in the pit. But they didn't disqualify you, or rather hand you the 35
I
cents.
like that
Excellent.
track.
I believe.
That's what I mean. I kept it.
I believe that's everybody. Let's pull the standings up here. That's going to be Dr. Gould winning the race with a blistering pace and a 46.9 in qualifier. He got out in front, and then he stayed there, which is kind of how you want to win. Followed by Conan in pod 4. That's going to be good for his point count, but the Dr. Gould-Conan fight is now a real fight as a result of this. Followed by Offside and Space Puny. Space Puny is never able to convert, and so his big charge from the first race is not met with a follow-up success. And then Blue Flag returning from Mexico, the Utah crew, Mr. Goat, and pods 1 and 3. This was a fantastic race for everybody involved. Let's make the microphones go back to all the places that they do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can do this, and then you can do that. We can.
And we're back.
This is the best thing we've ever done. We put microphones on arms. Hey, Boop. Thank you for coming out tonight. That is the conclusion of Feature Race 2. Going to hit the end show sequencing button, which is now a real live thing that we do now. Tonight we race as a racing community. We race as a community. We plan as a community. And every so often we also cram everybody into the broadcast studio. And we broadcast as a community. If this is the sort of thing that you want to be part of, the best place to do that is by getting into the Discord. And from there, all paths are available, including local driving slots, remote driving slots on iRacing, or just making fun of our rules. Shote, thank you as always for co-hosting. Appreciate that you didn't have to come in off the sequencing desk if you didn't want to. And we're going to see y'all next week for the final two. Well, the final 2 episodes. See you next week. Excuse me. And we're out. Thank you, everyone. That was some pretty amazing racing.
I provided content this week.
Yes. Good job. How did the incident